News with Baylor men's basketball as we're closing in on the deadline of people who decide whether they enter the draft, stay there or not. And a star player for them, Adam Flagler, thought this was going to happen, is back saying he's going to make one more run with Baylor, and that's a great addition, or at least a keep him in the fold for Scott Drew and the Baylor Bears.
It's huge because you really don't know who's going to be the point guard next year. Langston Love coming off the knee injury, he's a point guard, but Keontae George, not a point guard, kind of a shooting guard, and LJ Cryer maybe could be, but he's also a shooter. So now you've got a guy who played point guard this year at times when James Akinjo was out, and actually got pretty good at it, and out of Flagler, and a starting five of Flagler, Cryer, George, Jalen Bridges, and Flo Thamba is pretty good with what they got coming off the bench with Bonner and Love, and I'm leaving somebody out there, but and Caleb Lohner. It's pretty good top 8 that they have.
Yeah, I mean, Adam Flagler is a terrifically talented player. I think we all know that. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been dabbling with the NBA draft the way that he was. I mean, obviously, there was some interest there, and I think this is the big missing piece for Baylor basketball that we've been waiting on. The transfers told you kind of what's what in terms of what they were missing out on, losing James Akinjo, the writing on the wall with Matthew Meyer. But now, we had all this focus once the Meyer decision was made that he will transfer and pull his name out of the NBA draft, that, was really down to just one player, and that was Adam Flagler. And, depending on what he decided to do, I think you could see this team going 2 different directions. The one direction they were going to go no matter what is they were going to go towards the direction of winning a bunch of games again, I think, with or without Adam Flagler. But I think with Adam Flagler now it takes on a totally different tone because it's kind of the last piece of the puzzle, if you will. So, yeah, I mean, huge news for Baylor basketball and Scott Drew. I think we all kind of assumed Adam Flagler would be back. I mean, I did at least, just because I wasn't seeing his name popping up in a bunch of mock drafts that led me to believe that, he was going to be a high pick coming up, unlike, a Kendall Brown or Jeremy Sohan, who are obviously going to be first-round draft picks. So I figured this would be the case, but you just never know. I mean, he could have pulled a Matthew Meyer and said, hey, I'm coming back to college, but it's going to be somewhere else. So for him to announce that he's coming back to college, but it's going to be back in Waco, I think is massive news for Scott Drew.
Absolutely. Also today,